ما أريد من هذا الشعب إلا أن يزيد في الحمد والشكر إلى الله عز وجل، ويزيد من محبة الوطن، ويزيد من العمل ومضاعفة العمل لما يسعى فيه من خير له وللدولة والأهل. هذا اللي أنا أدوره من الشعب، وربنا إن شاء الله يوفقنا جميعا على ما يحب ويرضى.
تقرب منازلها إلا محب زايد أسسها واليوث وراها داروا على الدانات 7 أبد. إلا دار زايد لا تقرب حماها لا تقرب منازلها إلا.
When we started the service here, one of the biggest realization that I had when I came to UAE is the business culture that is set in UAE by the honorable rulers of UAE. That's uncomparable. I mean, I've worked in India, I've worked in Bangladesh, I've worked in other countries. But the business culture that is built here, the transparency that we have built here, the systems that we have built here for the business is uncomparable one. And that helped me to, that added a lot of confidence in me in building this company. And one of the reasons why we started this company as filling a gap where there was no service provider in UAE, that is why we started the company. Later we realized that we are bringing in standards. We are setting standards for the world to follow. That could be possible only because I am here in UAE. The standards UAE is setting in each and every service, every businesses, that is motivating each and every businesses to set standards, world standards in their own businesses. So I'd like to thank the whole rulers of UAE, the government administration for putting these efforts to build such a, to motivate each and every person who is coming to UAE to build a business that is world class. And just for everybody to understand, you have to understand that if you look into any of the Middle East countries and the South Asian countries, no countries have clear structure for air ambulance. There is no regulation for air ambulance service. UAE only has that. That is commendable. That is the difference that this country is bringing to the world. Thank you very much.
Welcome to Peers of Union, the show where we celebrate all the success stories in the UAE. Our success story today is about Bluedot Group that stands as a regional leader in air ambulance and medical travel assistance. To talk more about this success story, of course, we're pleased to have Mr. Nijil Ibrahimkutty as our guest, and he's the founder and CEO of Bluedot Group. And of course, also we'll have also as a guest the CEO of Air Ambulance of Bluedot Group, Mr. Vinu Nayar, but we will speak to him about other details and logistics later. Now, I just want to say hi and hello, and thank you for joining us.
Hello, thank you very much for considering our service to be part of Pearls of the Union. I really appreciate this opportunity.
We appreciate your efforts as well. That's why we're here. I always start with a personal story, the personal journey that led you to where you are now. So can you walk me through your academic, professional, even family life that shaped what you are now?
Thank you very much. My name is Nijil Ibrahimkutty. I'm from a place called Kerala, which is in India. I'm a management graduate. I did my MBA from India and I was working in Mumbai with a private bank before joining a company called Zigitsa, which is a ground ambulance service network. And when this company decided to set up a foreign division, they identified UAE as the destination and I was sent here to start the company. That's how I came to UAE. And we got this company registered. We started the first independent private ground ambulance service provider in UAE. And while I was working for this project, we were getting a lot of requirements for air ambulance services because if you look at the Middle East demography, you can see that there are a lot of expatriate community here. And whenever there is a medical requirement, a medical treatment requirement, they would prefer to go back to their home country for the treatment. So we started getting a lot of requirements for air medical transfers, international patient transfers. But at that time, there was no service provider registered in UAE for providing the service. And we realized that there is a gap. And we decided that, okay, let's look at building a company here. And that's how we started this company, Bluedot.
What does it mean exactly? Like, it's a kind of a unique name. Some people might understand it from the first moment, and some people will be like, what's Bluedot?
Why we decided for this name Bluedot is we wanted to go for a very unique name, but also give a meaning that, okay, this is an international service. We provide the service from any part of the world to any part of the world. So we wanted to communicate that, okay, this is a global service. So Bluedot has a very interesting story. When the first person who went to space, when he reached space and when he looked at Earth, so somebody asked him, how does Earth look from space? So he told that the Earth looks like a blue dot. So that's how we got that Bluedot name. So it's basically means it's the Earth. We provide, it's a global service. Secondly, blue is the color of sky. So we are providing international air medical transfer. So it's connecting the sky. And blue is also the color for care. We are also providing that care service to the patients. So combining all this, we decided that, okay, we'll go for this name Bluedot.
Okay, talking about the services, let's dive deep down in the process of the services, the process of doing the services, and what are the services in the first place exactly?
There are a lot of situations where a patient may be requiring an advanced treatment or a long-term requirement in a foreign destination. And they'll be requiring a medical support for their travel. So they won't be able to travel in usual airline modes. And that is where they require this air ambulance service, international patient transfer service. So whenever there is a requirement, the client contacts us for the service and we first evaluate the patient medical condition. We need to make sure that the patient is fit to fly. That's the word we use. All patients may not be fit to fly. So
are there any special conditions that you might, have a certain place in the airplane, certain process for people who cannot fly or they're like a little bit risky to fly?
Yes. So in normal commercial airlines, there is something called stretcher facility. So let's take the example of Emirates. They provide a stretcher facility in the normal flight where they remove 3 rows from the end, from the back side. They'll remove 3 rows and they'll fix a stretcher there. And we can book that service and we'll send our medical team with the medical equipments with the for the patients to get transferred in that stretcher. So that is one option. Second one is we have a Medivac configured aircraft. It's like flying ICU. We have an aircraft which is placed in DWC. And we use that aircraft for providing this transfer for the patient from one part of the world to other part of the world. When it comes to commercial flight stretchers like Emirates, there are a lot of limitations. For example, if the patient requires more than 4 liters oxygen flow, he may not be able to use that service. If the patient has any contagious infections, because other passengers also will be there, so then airline won't permit transfer. So in such cases, patient need to go for a chartered air ambulance service. So there we provide this our aircraft for the transfer service, and we have our own medical team, in-house medical team who are trained in air medical transfers. We have our paramedics who are experienced in air medical transfers, trained, certified team, because this is very important. A normal doctor who is working in a hospital may not be able to provide the service because the patient conditions will change when they are airborne.
Yeah.
So you need to have specialized doctors who is experienced in managing such patients for providing the service. So all our medical teams are specialized in air medical transfers, and we have the world's best equipments, medical equipments. The normal equipments may not work. If a patient is on ventilator, we need to have a ventilator with battery backup for the service. We need to have the suction machines. Everything need to be battery operated, and it has to be airport. There is an airport authority which is approving the medical equipments. So we need to FAA, Federation of Aviation Authority. So there is a list of medical equipment which is allowed to use in aircraft. So we can use only that equipments. So we are following all these specific regulatory requirements and providing this service. We are the only licensed air ambulance service, private air ambulance service in the whole of Middle East and South Asia. We are also accredited by URAMI. URAMI is Europe's most credible accreditation agencies for the medical transfer. So we are accredited by URAMI, which clearly explains the credibility of the service which we are building. We are licensed by Dubai Health Authority. We are licensed by Dubai Corporation for Ambulance Services for providing the service. And we also have signed a very unique agreement with Emirates to work on this specific service, working together with Emirates on building this capacity for providing this air medical transfers in commercial flights.
These are interesting achievements, actually. What would you think your, in your opinion, the achievement that is, that stands out? Which one do you think is the achievement that you're really personal, maybe you're really proud of for Bluedot?
So, there are a lot of such achievements.
Obviously, you can see the prize.
No, but I'll tell you the specific ones. We have completed more than 3,500 plus medical transfers till date. The biggest satisfaction that we have is that all these 3,500 transfers we completed successfully. It's really impossible to achieve this task because we are transferring highly critical patients. It's very difficult to make sure that patient is reaching safely because there are a lot of things which is not in our hand. How we are achieving it, there are two reasons to it. One is, as I explained, our medical team, they are the best. So they make sure that they do the evaluation of the patient correctly so that they can plan the transfer correctly, send the right medical team, right medical equipments, and the plan end-to-end service. So we take the responsibility from taking the patient from the hospital bed till he reaches the hospital bed in the destination country, or if he is going home at home. And we are making sure that each and every service is coordinated correctly. Our medical team put in 200% effort for each and every transfer. They do the evaluation, they may do another evaluation again, they may do the final evaluation before the transfer, before taking the patient. So that's one reason why we believe that we could reach we could achieve that, this proud numbers. Second one, obviously, there is some blessings from the Almighty. Otherwise, we won't be able to, even a normal person who is walking can happen, anything can happen to him. So when we are transferring highly critical patients, Without that blessings, we don't think we'll be able to achieve it. So so we are very thankful to him, to the Almighty, that we could achieve this. At the same time, our team is putting in that much efforts in providing the service. So that is one achievement. Second is, we started in 2016, and COVID situation. So we are the first service provider who transferred the first COVID patient from the Middle East to an international destination. And it took us 41 days to get the approval. So we had to go to multiple departments. The transfer was to India. So we had to take a lot of permissions from India, Indian government, different departments, from UAE government departments, from airports, airport authorities. But we got all these permits and we could transfer that patient. So that was the first ever COVID patient transfer. So we are very proud of that. And considering the efforts that we put in during the COVID time, we were awarded the Best SME Award in the Etisalat Awards. So that's our first biggest achievement. Etisalat SMB Award for the top healthcare service for 2022 was 2021. We received it considering that. Then Urami is a proud achievement. Then we won the ITIC, that's International Travel and Insurance Conference. We achieved, then we got an award from there, signing understanding with Emirates, opportunity in Forbes. All these are achievements. More than this, over and above all these things, the biggest achievement, if you ask me, is that there are a lot of patients who are in very critical conditions. There are patients who are in coma. We have transferred patients in coma. And when they reach their family, near their family, when they get the treatment with the support from the family, they start recovering. And we have got multiple thank you mails, thank you videos where we have transferred the patient, critically ill patient, and they reached the normal health condition. The coma patient started speaking, walking, and they take the video and send it to us, thanking us for the service. So that satisfaction you get from that, that can't match anything. Any other achievements? Yes.
Definitely, I can even feel the vibes of these achievements while you are talking to me, and I can feel how touched you are by this, because it's your passion. And of course, I wish you more achievements and more blessings.
Thank you.
And
Thank
also,
you very much.
I want to give you a space so you can send a message from your heart, since you were like the first provider of this service in the UAE. I want you to look at your camera and say a message from your heart, whatever you want to say and express.
When we started the service here, one of the biggest realization that I had when I came to UAE is the business culture that is set in UAE by the honorable rulers of UAE. That's uncomparable. I mean, I've worked in India, I've worked in Bangladesh, I've worked in other countries. But the business culture that is built here, the transparency that we have built here, the systems that we have built here for the business is uncomparable one. And that helped me that added a lot of confidence in me in building this company. And one of the reasons why we started this company as filling a gap where there was no service provider in UAE, that is why we started the company. Later we realized that we are bringing in standards. We are setting standards for the world to follow. That could be possible only because I am here in UAE. The standards UAE is setting in each and every service, every businesses, that is motivating each and every businesses to set standards, world standards in their own businesses. So I'd like to thank the whole rulers of UAE, the government administration, for putting these efforts to build to motivate each and every person who is coming to UAE to build a business that is world class. And just for everybody to understand, you have to understand that if you look into any of the Middle East countries and the South Asian countries, no countries have clear structure for air ambulance. There is no regulation for air ambulance service. UAE only has that. That is commendable. That is the difference that this country is bringing in to the world. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nijil Ibrahimkutty. And it was very, very nice to meet you. And of course, now we'll move to the other CEO, who is Mr.
Vinod Nair.
Vinod Nair.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about the air ambulance part in Bluedot Group with him. Thank you very much. Thank you, Mr. Nijil. We wish you, of course, all the luck, and I hope for you, of course, more blessings and more achievements. And now we'll move to our next guest, the CEO of Medical Assistants in Bluedot Group, Mr. Sririg Patmanaban, and we will talk more about the services of the medical, of course, the medical services in the company. Welcome and thank you for joining us.
Thank you. It's an honor to be here and discuss about medical assistance. One of my favorite, not one of my, always my favorite subject to discuss.
Can you walk us through the service?
Yeah, of course. Under medical assistance division, we support international patients to get treated here in UAE mostly. So we are a medical assistance company supporting patients to identify right medical facilities for them, right doctors for them, and right kind of care for them. So we are a supporter, we are a coordinator, and we are a guide for them to always get the best treatment for them. So we work with good number of hospitals and clinics here in UAE. So the processes, whenever they have a requirement and they feel like they need to get it treated in UAE, they reach to us. We have facilitators, we have doctors working abroad, we have also, travelers, tourists who would require a surgery or a treatment here in UAE, and they primarily approach us. Once we have requirement from them, we get them connected with the hospitals, and then we get appropriate treatment plan for them, and we arrange all the treatment requirements, including their travel, logistics, and everything. So we are providing and supporting them comprehensively with all their requirements and needs.
I'm sure you are, and thank you very much for joining us and giving us these details. And now we'll move to the Air Ambulance CEO in Bluedot Group, Mr. Vinod Nair. And we'll move, of course, to him to talk about the challenges of the air ambulance. Welcome again. Now we will discuss the challenges of the air ambulance with the Air Ambulance CEO in Bluedot Group, Mr. Vinod Nair. Hello and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Let's talk about the challenges, Mr. Vinod. What challenges, logistics, operational level, or other challenges that might face the air ambulance?
Technically, there are two major challenges what we have faced while setting up the air ambulance in the region. One is the paucity of the right protocols and procedures what has to be followed in air ambulance. For that, we obviously looked towards West, where the air ambulance industry is very much evolved. It's a full-fledged industry there. But in our part of the world, the pre-hospital care and that to air ambulance, the procedures, protocols, clinical operationalities are not there. So it was a major challenge for us to inculcate the local practices, the clinical practices to the pre-hospital care, which is the air ambulance in this time. That was one of. So what we did is that we spoke to the people in the Europe side, where they are practicing something called EURAMI, which is European Institute for Aeromedical Services. So what we did is that we took those practices, best practices, we amalgate those practices into our the kind of healthcare industry practices in our part of the world, and we made it accordingly, and that's how we start doing the air ambulance services here. We had a lot of meetings with the governments here to make them understand that this is something which is above the ground ambulance or pre-hospital care. So that's how we put across a proper policies, the protocols, the procedural way for the air ambulance in the region.
Of course, you overcame these challenges, and this is an inspiration. And our interview is all about inspiration, inspiring other people, youth, or other people. So I want you as a CEO, as a successful person, to look at your camera and send a message to the youth, the new generation, anybody who has a dream or a project. What would you say?
I think that's the best question, because the youth here, they are not aware of a pre-hospital care which is there. They don't know what is air ambulance. There is a huge opportunity which is there. So one of the major challenges is to convince youth to join in such a niche part of healthcare. So what we do is that we speak to a lot of college people, a lot of senior professionals. We make them understand that this is a new opportunity and a gap which is there in healthcare presently. And we try to assess their attitude, make them understand, give that ambitious value. And overall, then it's their choice to join or not. But we try to give them something which they have not thought about. Generally, people in healthcare talk about hospital or the ground ambulance. There is something else. So people who have ambition, who have a correct attitude, definitely joins us.
Thank you very much. It was a pleasure meeting you.
Pleasure
and
meeting
talking
you.
about this success story.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching Peers of Union. See you next week with another success story.